best metal guitars for under £500 in mid-2021. I'm of the firm belief that there are fixed price points with the guitars, where when you start to go beyond these price points, you're getting very little in terms of increased quality for increased cost. Although one guitar is slightly more expensive, it doesn't really perform much better than the one that's at that fixed price point. For years I've thought these price points to be around £300 and then £800, then above £800. But over time costs increase, things get more expensive, and I've revised this list now to the under £500, under £1,000 and over £1,000. So today I'm going to look at that lowest price point. This is going to be purely subjective. I'm just going to go on the kind of guitar that I would buy. I'm going to try and pick 5 that I like for under £500. Okay, so let's have a look on the Andertons website. Could use Andertons or Guitar Guitar. I've had good and bad customer service from both. PMT mainly bad, so they're out of the equation. Let's go electric guitars. Let's go in this 4 to 500 category. So let's have a browse through. Instantly we have some Les Pauls and SGs, can't stand them. This burst's not looking good for me. Another brand of Les Paul copies. I've never heard of Sire guitars. We've got some Strat copies, some Les Paul copies. G&L Tribute Telecasters. That looks a bit more than Tribute, that is just a Telecaster. So surely at this price point you can get like a Mexican Telecaster. I've got a Mexican Telecaster here that I've had for 18 years and it's a solid guitar. Nothing floating my boat so far. Chapman guitars. So I recorded a band last year and one of the guys bought his Chapman in and I was really quite impressed with it, to be honest. It sounded absolutely great for the money. Visually, are any of these doing anything for me? I feel like I'd like this and this finish for a while but get bored of it really quickly. This is a bit more interesting. Let's see what features you get on the Chapman ML1 Modern in Sea Red. So it's a 6-string flat maple top. Chapman pickups. Again, the one Chapman I tried, I really like the sound of their pickups, to be fair. Fixed bridge, I assume their own. Maple neck. Mahogany body isn't for me. Really, for my kind of thing, I want ash. You know, maybe a nice piece of basswood. Ebony fretboard though. We'll put that in the maybe. I'll not bowled over by anything. You know, if you want to be really brave, you could look at something like a Dan Electro and do what Loathe did and just use a pickup that nobody was even thinking of using. Now I feel like this one is aimed at the metal audience. Let's have a look at it. Yeah. See, pickup rings are instant dislike from me. I'm not even going to seriously look at that. I've arrived at the Ibanez models. I'd have to say pound for pound, I really like Ibanez as a company. I feel like Ibanez try their hardest to get things right in terms of what customers want compared to what they're actually producing. Now here you've got the RG370 AHM, which is like the lower grade version of the 652 AHM, which I have, and that is a stellar guitar. Unfortunately, these pickup rings just kind of spoil it, but for less than 500 quid, you get in an ash body, you get in a maple neck, which is, you know, Ibanez are known for having great neck profiles. This really beautiful ash top and the fade finish. And it's got a trem, so if you like your dive bombs and that kind of stuff, this might be the guitar for you. So we'll put that one in our imaginary basket. We've arrived at the Schecters. Now I know it's become a bit of a meme recently, but it really is true. The fretboard inlays are just so dated. I remember seeing like Schecters in the late 90s, early 2000s and thinking they looked so modern, and now they look so dated. Now here's a guitar I've previously owned. Again, it's looking dated. These inlays are just a big no from me. However, as far as 8 strings go, this was a solid guitar. You definitely want to change the pickups pretty quickly. No, not the kind of metal we've got in mind. Okay, we've found our first multi-scale. Okay, so let's put this one on the list because this looks really interesting. For less than £500, it's a 7-string multi-scale, which means fan fret. It looks like quite a reasonable fan as well. It's got this unfortunate 0 fret thing that a lot of fan frets have that have headstocks. But in this price range, you can't really complain about that too much. Unfortunately, it has a mahogany body, which is not what I'd go for, but this looks like a reasonable base for entry into fan fret extended range guitars. So we've like 2 Ibanez so far, so let's see what else they've got. Again, unless we're going to have some really brave people who are going to reinvent the Gretsch for metal. This has caught my eye. It's got a zero coat top, which is really beautiful. You've got a basswood body, you've got direct mounted humbuckers, so you can change those to something a bit nicer later on. You've got tremolo. You don't see many metal players playing EVH Wolfgangs, but you know, with a top like that, a man could be tempted. It's a bit uninspiring down here, isn't it? Reluctantly looking at this because I think this finish is horrible. Antique brown stain. They've got this finish on the baritone as well, the RG BI6 I think it is. I'm not sure, but it's this finish and it just ruins a perfectly good guitar. But what do we have? It's an Niato body, which I believe is like a mahogany substitute. It's got an ash top. It begs the question, if they thought of an ash top, why didn't they think of an ash body as well for this kind of guitar? It's a fixed bridge, which is ideal. Tone Zone and Air Norton humbuckers by Damasio, which I've got in my RG652, and they are great sounding pickups. It's just crept below the 500 mark with this little discount here, so we'll include it. I mean, I personally don't like this look, but if you do like this used bedside table look, you know, go for it. This has got fairly solid specs for the price. We're running out of pages here, guys, and I don't think I've picked too many guitars. I might have spoke too soon with the Schecters because there's 2 very nice new looking things. Let's have a butcher's at this one. Okay. And the inlays are slightly better. They're still not what I choose myself, but it's a really interesting top. What is that? It has some kind of burl top to it. Mahogany body again is a bit of a downer. I prefer ash or basswood, but you know, fixed bridge. Don't think these knobs go well with the finish at all. They should have just been plain. But it does look a lot more modern than the other Schecters we looked at. Another Ibanez. I'm sorry, but they do metal so well. This is an RGA shape, so it's more of an angled top and it's got these nice carves. It's an interesting contrast with the red back and the black front. I think with the binder I do like it, yeah. Marantzi body, I've never heard of that, so I'd have to do some research to find out what that's meant to be. 7-string fixed bridge, all good. Jatoba fretboard, never played one. It has Ibanez Quantum 7 humbuckers, again, who knows what they are. But against a fixed bridge, it's a great playable shape. I've played an RGA before and really liked it. It's at the lower end of this price point as well, so you could have some change for a nice set of pickups to go in it. And I think I really do like the looks. So Ibanez RGA 742 FM TGF, we'll put that in the cart as well. I'm just going to have to scroll past these. Last page, we'll have to go back and pick some, I'm afraid. Okay, for our first pick we'll go with this Ibanez RG370 AHM. It's not obviously going to be as good as the 652 Prestige, which is a, you know, it's a superior model, but if you want to get into tremolo and that kind of thing, it has one. It has a HSH pickup pattern, so you've got some tonal flexibility there. It's got that lovely ash top. It looks a really inspiring guitar to play. Again, this price point is more or less entry level now. Below this kind of price, you're going to have something you're going to have problems with. So that looks like a solid contender. For our second pick, it's another Ibanez. It's going to be the RGM S7 BK, which is this multi-scale one we looked at earlier. Again, at that price point, I can't think of too many other fan fret guitars. It looks like a solid build. And if you were interested in tuning really low, for example, I think that'd be a really good base for that modification at this price point. For our third pick, it's another Ibanez RGA 742 FM. It's this RGA shape. with the weird bodywood I've not heard of before. But it's a fixed bridge, dual humbuckers. It's got a great shape to it, and with the binding it looks kind of cool as well. And also you're getting change out of 500 quid. I'd probably immediately buy a better set of pickups and go from there. It's a much harder exercise than I thought it would be. For our fourth pick, we're going to give Chapman the benefit of the doubt. Again, the one I played was really good for the money. Of the ones they got on offer, it's this ML1 Modern in Red Sea that's caught my eye in terms of the finish. Again, I'm not sure that these finishes would stand the test of time with me. However, right now I think that's the best looking. Again, fixed bridge, dual humbucker, solid bass to get going with. And one for the 8-string players, we're going to go for this Schecter Omen 8-string in walnut satin, which I previously owned. Again, I'm still not bowled over with the appearance of Schecters. There's just something I don't like about them. However, this was a great introduction for me to the world of 8-string guitars. It needs a pickup change. Again, you're going to get some change out of 500 quid there. I'd probably at least change the bridge humbucker. But of the two, I'd say the walnut satin's the better finish, but these are meant to be entry-level guitars. You're probably not going to stick with them forever. But this turned out to be a much harder exercise than I thought. It's been a little while since I've spent less than £1,000 on a brand new guitar. And I didn't realise how weak the current offerings are for people that are just starting out in this direction. So next time I'll do the £1,000 price point, and hopefully that'll be a bit of an easier task for me because there'll be some better guitars on display. But let me know if you saw me gloss over a guitar that you really recommend, or if you recently bought one of the guitars I picked out, then let me know if they're as promising as I thought they might be. Remember, I've tried to keep it quite limited. I've stuck to one website. We're not looking at used guitars because the used guitar market is different all the time. So yeah, 5 guitars for metal under £500 in mid-2021. It looks to me like there's a big hole in the market for someone to make something at that price point that has a few more features that's suited to metal. To be honest, everything I picked looks like it's more of an all-rounder guitar. Let me know what you think, and next time we'll look at the £1,000 guitars.